Ashley from theruralcompanion.com, and today I am in the garden and I wanted to bring you along so you can see the progress of our garden. Okay, so when you first walk in the garden, the first thing that you see is the okra. I have 4 okra plants here, and the leaves, I hope you can see, are huge. I have never had okra grow this big before, and I'm really excited about it. Right here I have a small little cluster of basil, and that obviously it'll keep growing, and so we have a lot of space for it. I do have along this front row some seeds planted, cilantro and dill, and they are starting to sprout, but they're just more of like a progressive planting. So I'll keep planting as I have space throughout the summer season. In this pot, we grew a bunch of radishes, and they have all been picked except for this one. And we decided to let this one go to seed, which it's starting. You can see the flowers. And the seeds actually are right in here, these little pods right here. Also in this pot, I have some oregano, calendula, more basil, and lemon balm. Come this way. Okay, so back over here we have the peppers. Back here we have 3 red chili pepper plants. I bought these at the store and I did not start them from seed. They were just little maybe 2-inch seedlings when I brought them home. And we have a good amount of peppers on there already. A couple that are almost ready to pick. I picked one already. And I really don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I've never grown red chili peppers before, so if you have a great recipe for red chili peppers, let me know. Over here we have 2 jalapeno plants. One of them is doing really good, and this other one is not doing so great. We had a storm I think it was a few weeks ago, and it just kind of took out some of the leaves of this second jalapeno plant, and it's not really kept up with this one. I did start these 2 plants from seed back in March, at the time that I had started all of my seeds, and I killed most of my seedlings except for these 2 miraculously. Right here and here we have 2 marigold plants, and I have those kind of spaced out throughout the garden just for bug pest control, as well as just the pollinating of, well, or attracting bees and pollinators, and then just because they're beautiful. Right here I have a cantaloupe plant that somehow got planted in my seedling tray, and I didn't remember doing it. So we have a bonus cantaloupe plant. And then right here I have a dill cluster. I did not plant these from seed. I bought these at the store as well when I bought the peppers. I do have more dill seeds starting down in the front of the garden, and we'll just keep adding those throughout this summer. All right, so all along here we have, I think, 6 or 7 cucumber plants, and we have already been getting tons and tons of cucumbers. I started these from seeds. Oh, I see a cucumber in there. I started these from seeds along with the zinnias and the tomatoes that we have in here. The lettuce and then the collards that I have in between the zinnias, I bought those at the store. I bought the collards at the store along with these lettuce plants right here. They were red lettuce, and they're both going to seed. This one is obviously growing in its own direction. Up here, so I've got the tomatoes that I planted from seed, and then we've got radishes as well. They just didn't keep up with the rest, and I think because this part of the garden is slightly elevated from the other side, and maybe it just didn't have enough dirt or enough water. I'm not really sure, but they're still going. Actually, that one's probably ready to pick. All along here we have some potted plants. We've got catnip, some Lola, what plants do you have?
Pansies.
Pansies. We have pansies, another marigold, sage, and oregano. Along this road, just the sage we planted from seed. Everything else we store-bought. And then, I'm not sure if you can see, but we have basil. On this side, we have some lemon basil and lemon mint, as well as some mint down here at the end. As well as a collection of things that are needed in the garden. Let me go ahead and take you around here and show you some things that we are doing in the garden a little differently this year. So over here, I wanted to show you how I have prepared our garden bed that we're currently using, but I have it kind of set up in stages because I haven't gotten around to it. It has been tremendously hot, so I have started and then I stop when it gets too hot. Okay, so the first thing that I have down, you can see, is a layer of cardboard. I sprinkled some bits of grass and some wood ash on top, and then in the back you can see that I have a nice thick layer of the stuff that's just under the trees. So we have a bunch of trees back here in the garden area that we removed, and underneath the trees there's a beautiful layer of thick leaves and dirt and a bunch of mold and great things to go into the garden preparation. So after I get several layers of the dirt and grass, so I alternate between the dirt and leaves and grass, and then I cover it with straw, and that will prepare the ground. It kind of eats through the cardboard and brings all the deterioration, kind of like a compost bin, just right here, so I don't have to move it. Once this is ready, so when I'm ready to plant in there in the fall, I will go ahead and remove this top layer of straw, and I will add more dirt on top of it and then cover it back up with the straw. So in this garden, I've got my layers of cardboard, the dirt, and then I put straw on top. And the reason I did the straw was for several reasons. One, it's really hot here in Oklahoma, so we have the sun beating down on our plants, and the straw acts as a mulch agent and it keeps in the moisture. The other thing it does is it covers the ground, so there are hardly any weeds. If for any other reason, use a layer of mulch on top of your garden to eliminate the weeds. In the years past, I have done raised beds and I have not used a layer of mulch on top of the raised beds, and I spent hours each week weeding. And we really haven't done that here at all. Maybe in the beginning we had a couple more weeds because I was leaving things more bare as I was filling it in. And now that I have covered almost the entire garden with straw, we are not weeding. Like I said, it holds in the moisture, it holds in it keeps out the weeds, and then it also holds in the nutrients for the plants. And it will break down over time and add more nutrients to the garden. Over here, I have various storage things that I just don't put up because it's a lot easier to leave it out, and I'm using it daily. I have buckets to haul water up to the garden, and then a small watering can to obviously water the garden. We still don't have an irrigation system set up yet, which we plan to run some lines from the creek, the pond. We plan to run irrigation lines from the pond up here to the garden so that we can water all of this without having to haul water. So that's why I'm not expanding any of this yet until we get the irrigation system set up, because it's hard enough to haul water for that garden. We're hauling about 4 to 6 5-gallon buckets full of water each night. So that would obviously double to use this. So probably in the springtime we'll add the irrigation system from the pond up to the garden to get everything watered. Thank you for stopping by. to our garden, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.
See that way high up branch? And if we attach the tree to this, we chop that tree down, chop all those down and all that stuff, probably away. Whew, look at that, the longest tree we've seen. It'll probably swing out to the road. I don't know. Swing out to the road. Ah! Wow. Almost rode on this thing.